Welcome to Friday Night Fight. This is Ryan Gutowski.
And this is Aaron Gutowski.
And we are ready to show you guys the first set to be released of the Unmatched Marvel series. Trying to get the box apart here.
Okay.
So,
Got it.
yep. Redemption Row. We're going to be featuring this in Friday Night Fight tonight. We've got Luke Cage, Ghost Rider, and Moon Knight as part of this set. And so tonight you're going to see Luke Cage and Ghost Rider fight. I'm going to be fighting as Ghost Rider.
And I am Luke Cage.
Yeah. So Ghost Rider was one of my favorite comic books growing up as a kid. So he's actually one of the Marvel characters that I want to see most in these 3-pack sets that are coming out from Mondo and Restoration Games. So yes, yeah, Ghost Rider looks awesome. So we missed you, Andreas. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks.
So we've got a 2-camera shot tonight. We'll be showing you the other camera in just a second. Actually, I'll just show it to you right now. Second camera over there in the corner of Ghost Rider. And so we're going to be showing you what this looks like. And before we get started, we'll actually explain this board. This is the newest board. This is called the Raft. If you're familiar with Marvel, this is basically like maximum security prison built on the water. And so you've got this security area. Looks really cool. They did a great job with the graphic design as always. But you have these this setup with these different tokens out on the board. So each of these tokens, there are tokens that actually are variable tokens. It gives you this one right here is basically you're using a food tray in combat, and it gives you a +1 attack or +1 defense when you choose to use it when you play a attack or defense card. You've got a folding chair over here. You've got, I think this is like an electro baton over here, which is a +2 in the center. And we just shuffled them up and threw them on the table. And then these are you actually use these, you take a action, you use it as an action when you're standing on that space. Security camera lets you look at an opponent's hand, draw 1 card for yourself. And then the electrified floor deals 1 damage to all the fighters in your zone, which that placement is really nice because you can electrify anybody in that area. And then secret documents, discard your hand, draw 3 cards. That is really helpful to purge a garbage hand.
It helped me tremendously last time we played, last round.
Yes, yes. Brent Desart, quick peek at my boy Moon Knight. Moon Knight is ridiculous looking. Looks so good. They did a great job with the models. Excellent job there. And then I'll show you the back of the card art right there. So the way Moon Knight plays, he actually is 3 different identities. So you've got Mr. Knight, you've got Moon Knight, and Khonshu. And so you're actually, each time you end your turn, I believe it's each time you end your turn, you become the next one in line. Okay, so this one right here, at the end of your turn, change your next to your next identity, Khonshu. So you'll basically have these as a stack that rotate out like this. So really beautiful artwork. As always, Restoration, amazing job. Mondo also. So are those only 4 items in the set? So there's 6. Yeah, there's 6 on the board, but in the instructions it actually tells you that that if you have tokens from other sets, so it makes it sound like this is going to be something that we see in other Marvel sets, you're actually going to be able to use them interchangeably. So you can actually you can take some from another set, shuffle them all up, and randomly deal them out. So, yep. All right, so we're going to get started. We usually don't talk about how to play Unmatched on Friday Night Fight, but we'll actually, if you'll have some questions about how something works, we'll try to do the best of our ability. And if we get something wrong, we appreciate the comments, but also we've got full-time jobs and raising 3 teenagers, so this ain't work for us. This is just fun. So
I'll say Luke Cage is melee, Misty Knight is ranged,
yes,
and they have a move of 2.
Yes.
So I'm going to start out. I'm going to maneuver because I'm on the opposite end of the board from you. from Ghost Rider.
Which I like.
Yeah.
I don't want you getting too close.
But I'm coming your way.
Popping me in the face, you know.
So 1, 2, I'm going to come that way, and I'm actually going to bring her up this way. And I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to maneuver one more time.
Ethan, yeah, the map looks great. This is actually right now will be our third time playing this map today, and I've really enjoyed this map. I didn't know what to expect, but I really like it. So.
Okay, coming that way. Coming that way.
Okay. The interesting part, pointing out a couple things in the map. You've got no adjacency here. You've got this break in the middle where you've got this platform. And for somebody who's ranged, they can fire down on these locations, which is great. And then this is an interesting one. That cell in the middle is only accessible on the two sides. So you break adjacency over here, and then you've got three, 4 ways in and out. So, all right, you are done. I tried to hide in the corner over there on one of the previous matches, and Aaron just pummeled my face.
Yes, I surely did.
Pummeled my little fiery skull in. So, it was nice. Okay. Character abilities. Yeah, so Joshua said go over character abilities.
Oh, yes.
Aaron, you want to talk about what Luke Cage brings to the table?
So Luke Cage takes 2 less combat damage from attacks. That's very helpful for me to not take
and the way it's
damage.
worded is that it's not off of scheme cards. It's not off of after
That's
combat.
just every time he's attacked, he takes 2 less combat damage. So when defending, Luke Cage wins combat if he takes no damage, even if he didn't play a card.
Yep.
So if Ryan plays like a 2 against me, I don't take any damage because I have 2 less combat damage. So I would win.
Yep. Ghost Rider, he's got these things right here. These are Hellfire tokens. You get 5 Hellfire tokens at the beginning of the game. You can refuel them with different cards in your hand pretty much. But these Hellfire tokens, on my turn, instead of maneuvering for 2, I can actually maneuver for 4 by spending a Hellfire token, and any character that I go through takes a damage. So that is very helpful. But it's also clarified in the rulebook that they can only take 1 damage. So I can't, just for a purpose of showing, I can't do this back and forth. They're only going to take 1 damage per maneuver. So, okay. I think I'm ready to get my face beaten in. So, let's go ahead and maneuver. Let's go 1, 2. And then I'm going to use a Hellfire token. So I'm going to flip this over to its black side. And I'm going to use that special Ghost Rider special ability. And I'm going to maneuver a second time using that Hellfire token. Draw my card. 1, 2, 3, 4. And Misty Knight takes 1 damage. So.
All right.
And that is the end of my turn.
Okay. So you are in a prime position for Misty to attack.
Yes, but I'm hoping she's not too deadly.
She is.
Oh no.
She's ready. She's ready.
Good.
Let's go.
So,
let's go, Ghost Rider.
Let's see. Okay. Let's try it. Yep.
Okay. So, during combat, if Misty Knight is adjacent to the opposing fighter, the value of this card
mine's going to
is
trigger first
6.
because I'm defending.
Whatever.
So
I know.
So during combat, you may add the boost value of the opponents. So I've got a 3. I just realized here we go. I've got a 3 plus 2, so mine's 5, and then I can also spend 2 Hellfire to do it a second time, but I'm not going to.
So you take 1 damage.
I take 1 damage. Yep.
Well, 1 is better.
One's better than none.
Okay, that was my first action.
Okay.
All right. Second action?
Yeah, second action. Yep.
All right.
Let's
Attacking
see.
again.
I'm going to. Let's do that.
Okay. 5.
Faint So stop you
Still
from
5.
drawing a
Yeah.
card. I take 3. That really sucks. So
I
I
like
took
it.
3. I am down to 13 from 16 to 13. Okay.
Okay,
And you're
your
done.
turn.
All right. Let's go with. Okay. I'm going to spend a Hellfire and maneuver 1, 2, 3, 4. So each of them take a damage.
All right.
Okay, and then I'm going to.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm attacking Luke Cage.
Oh, that stinks. No defense.
No defense.
Nope.
I like it. Okay.
I hate that.
So Aaron has a natural. Luke Cage has a
Yep.
natural 2. So it's gonna 2 to 2. Nothing after combat. Spend any amount of Hellfire. Deal that much damage to each fighter.
Well,
and
that's
Ghost
after
Riders.
combat. When
Yes.
defending, Luke Cage wins combat if he takes no damage when defending, right? So
Yeah.
does that mean that I would win?
It doesn't matter if you would win or
okay.
not. Yeah. So after combat, spend any amount. So I'm going to actually spend all 3 of my Hellfire, and you're going to take 3 damage. So you block
That
the
did
2,
not
and then
go
you
good
take 3 after
Luke Cage.
combat. So
That was awful.
I am happy with that, but I also have no Hellfire tokens anymore, which really sucks.
All right.
Classic Gamer 323. I got my Redemption Row pre-order and just had Volume 2. Just got Volume 2, but almost no one to play with. Your content is the closest I can get to Unmatched. Thank you for doing what you do. That means
Yeah,
a tremendous
means a
amount.
lot.
Sometimes we get a little discouraged because we'll play a rule wrong or something, or not know a specific thing, because there's way hardcore people out
Yeah.
there in the Unmatched community. But yeah, so we really appreciate that. So,
Okay, so
and we love doing this.
yeah, we really do. We have fun with it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and use this as an action. The scheme here, electric floor, deal 1 damage to each fighter in your zone, so you'll take a damage.
All right, I'm down to 12.
That I wouldn't also have to take a damage, would I? Though I just-
Deal 1 damage to each fighter in your zone.
It
I
doesn't
don't
say
know.
we weren't playing it like that before, but here's the rule book.
I don't know. I don't think it's clarified in the rules, but each fighter. So
Because
you're
to
a
me, it would
fighter.
say each opposing fighter
Yeah,
in
that's
your
what I would
zone, not
say.
each
So,
fighter.
let's look.
If that's the case, it's not worth it
It
to me.
doesn't-
I
it
don't want to
doesn't
take
have-
it. I don't want to use it.
Yeah, it's not clear. So I would think that it would have said opposing.
Me too.
If so,
So then what's
you would have taken damage too. So you're not going to do that. Back up to 13. So
correct?
Okay.
I'm not going to do that as an action.
Golden. Which of the 3 new guys is your favorite? So I would say
I'm going to maneuver.
Ghost Rider, because of my childhood. For me, Luke Cage, I think, is probably the one that I'll fight the most with. I don't know. Moon Knight, I'm not super connected to Moon Knight, and he feels more complicated than a lot of the other fighters out there. So, yeah. And it also, I will say this, Moon Knight requires the other person to know something about the characters. Otherwise, you're glancing over because they're changing characters every turn.
We'll have to
And
play
so,
a few times to
yeah,
get familiar with that.
Because
character.
the opposing player is going to be looking at your character
I
card
see.
almost every time. What does
Wow.
it do this time? What does it do this time?
wow.
So the more
Okay.
familiar you are with
The
it,
better.
the better
Okay.
it'll be. So
Misty Knight is.
I would put Luke Cage,
attacking
Ghost Rider,
Ghost Rider.
then Moon Knight. Sorry. Attack Misty Knight.
Knight.
Yep. Ranged attack. Oh, man.
Say no defense.
I'm not going to say no defense. So, all right.
Okay, 4.
4, and then I've got a 3. So my after combat triggers. You may spend 1 Hellfire. I don't have 1 Hellfire, so I'm taking 1 damage.
Okay.
No matter what. So I'm down to 12.
So if I won the combat, choose 2 cards in your discard pile and shuffle them into your deck. Question.
Yes.
No, I know the answer. Never mind.
No, you can't. You can't take the card you're discarding.
I know. Wishful thinking.
Yes.
Okay, your turn.
Okay. First thing I'm going to do, play Chains of Hellfire. Reset your Hellfire to 5. Yes.
That's awful.
It is great. I'm very glad I had that in my hand. So that was my first action. And then my second action is actually going to be to use a Hellfire, to use my special maneuver ability. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoop. I'm killing everybody. So, all right. And you each take a damage. I get my card from my maneuver, and my turn is over.
All right.
Rick says, I'm trying to watch the Luke Cage TV show. Was it on here or Disney Plus? Am I supposed to go to? I can't remember. Actually, here. You can watch the Luke Cage TV show on oneboardfamily.com. Everybody go to oneboardfamily.com.
How could you not know that?
So,
it's common knowledge.
Yeah. oneboardfamily.com. House for all Luke Cage. The internet website for all Luke Cage content. So.
All right.
My son has a giant Power Man poster, which is Luke Cage's, one of Luke Cage's aliases. So he's got a giant Power Man poster in his bedroom that he's had for 6 years, 7 years.
All right. Ghost Rider.
Oh, you say that so condescending.
Misty Knight is attacking you.
Okay.
I'm in prime position to attack you.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yep.
If adjacent, it's a 6 instead.
Okay. During combat, this card's value, it's a 0 naturally, and then it's 1 for each Hellfire. I've got 4 Hellfire, so
you take 2.
I take 2 damage. I'm down to 10.
And I have my second action.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Mm-hmm. How many cards do you have?
2.
Okay. Second action, scheme card. Where's my money?
Oh.
Place Luke Cage adjacent to the nearest opposing fighter. Gain an action.
That's a jerk move.
It's all right. It's all right. Right there. Right there. Gain an action. Gain an action. My action will be to attack you. All right. Ready? Luke Cage is attacking.
Okay. No defense.
Okay, so it's a 3. You may boost this attack with the 3, so a 6.
6. Come on.
Yes.
Come on.
Very good.
Aaron just took me down to a 4.
Right.
4 health for Ghost Rider. Not looking good. Not looking good.
Oh no, you can run over me right now. And...
So, yeah. You've got card counts 2 for
3
me.
for me.
3 for Aaron. Let's do it.
Who are you attacking?
I'm sorry. I'm attacking Luke Cage. So.
All right.
All right.
Did you just kill yourself?
I think I just killed myself. So
my after combat triggers first.
Yeah, so it's a
if
5
you lost
5 against
combat,
0,
deal damage to the opposing fighter equal to the amount of combat damage you took.
which is
it's
immediately
5 for me,
dead.
and you are dead.
I'm dead.
And
So
I'm at a 3.
that was
and
it.
Misty Knight's still alive.
Yeah, that's surprising. I've
That was
killed
one of
Misty.
my goals. Keep her alive.
Yeah, I've killed Misty every time that we've played.
Yeah. I was a little bit
so
more careful this time.
my attack basically bounced off of Luke Cage, hit me right back in the skull, and we're done. So Aaron has beaten me three times. Luke Cage
against
Ghost Rider. Really, really good. All I had left in my hand was a scheme card. That was a good one. So, man.
I really
Not
like Luke
interesting. Yeah. Not interesting name. What is your favorite set? Love your content. Thank you so much. Cobble and Fog, and then I would say Red Riding Hood and Beowulf. What about you?
Cobble and Fog is my favorite. I
Yeah.
love playing Invisible Man and Sherlock
Yep.
Holmes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, yep. All right, that was it. Aaron schooled me again. This the third time tonight. So we like you guys are so kind on
Yes.
the comments. We really genuinely appreciate people who watch this content. To be honest, got here just in time to the tabletop. Welcome. To be honest, the Unmatched community and Friday Night Fight is the reason why we were able to monetize One Board
Yes.
Family on YouTube, which was a big move because we lose money every year running One Board Family, but we love doing it so much.
Yeah.
And so we don't get paid for any of this stuff. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We really, really love this. And you will see Moon Knight either next week or the following week against a character that is outside of the Marvel Universe. So stay tuned for that. We'll announce that as soon as we know. So thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully we'll have another set to show you in coming weeks
Yeah.
as Hell's Kitchen gets released very, very soon. So thanks for watching. Until next time, we will see you at the table.